Hey, I want to give the few of you who are following the minor child who was assaulted in Holmes County by a teacher / correctional officer and a Holmes County deputy that occurred on March 2nd, 2023. I've been actively involved with the mother and the victim, the minor child, 14-year-old. So I've just been a support system for her, basically, and trying to help her maneuver through the good old boy system as best as she could. If you swing over to the YouTube that I had given you guys a link to a few weeks ago, check it out, because I will have a lot of this information uploaded and photos of the minor child from that incident that day. It's a major conflict of interest, and one of the conflicts of interest in this case is that Major Michael Rayleigh with the Holmes County Sheriff's Office is the grandfather to the girl dating the victim's older brother. How does this play into it being a conflict of interest? It's fairly simple. John Tate, the sheriff of Holmes County, assigned the case to Michael Rayleigh, who is second in command, obviously, based on his rank there, and gave the case to him. The night the incident occurred, it happened that day, that night, Michael Rayleigh calls the victim's mother, identifying himself as a U.S. Marshal. Working for the Holmes County Sheriff's Office on this case, but identifying himself as a U.S. Marshal. All right, so we're going to go back to that later. So anyway, the mother asked for documentation, proof, blah, blah, blah. She wanted to know what happened. Since the school didn't notify her, when she got to the school, they made her think that the child was involved in an altercation with another student, and then Adrian Odom, lieutenant. Oh, the sister of Michael Rayleigh. Family ties there. See how it entangles there? She had told the mother that she was going to file misdemeanor charges on him for slamming a door. Well, the report states that the child had struck Brown and McNeil more than 10 times, or 10 times in their report that I have a copy of. Nowhere in the video that I have does it show the minor child being the aggressor. I'm not buying Rayleigh's story on the Florida statute laws are going to protect Brown, because the state's attorney's office, Ben, said so. Why wasn't DCF notified when this happened on March 2nd that a teacher and a deputy beat the hell out of this kid? Why wasn't DCF notified? Isn't there a certain type of protocol that is followed when it involves minors? I could be wrong. I doubt it. But I could be. I could be wrong. So that wasn't done. The day the child had to turn himself in, though, he was in a holding cell. That's where me requesting from Tate's secretary and Tate himself the video footage of that cell on that date, March 16th, between that time of 3:30 and 6 p.m. that day. Because a correctional officer walked in, intimidating the child, discussing Jesse Brown. And it's all on video there. Well, I reached out again to his John Tate's secretary and John Tate via email, and the request for the video from the Holmes County Jail, including the booking area, office, and Sally Port on March 16, 2023, it was being denied. So I responded to her and also to the sheriff, stating that I'm requesting that you preserve the requested video as potential evidence in pending legal action against the Holmes County Sheriff's Office, Holmes County School Board, and others. Now, I gave them plenty. I mean, all of this was submitted and boom, 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 boom. Where's the transparency? Okay, get it. They're not wanting to give it out. Cool. Now, all of a sudden, that they've been notified that this motion of discovery has been filed. State's Attorney's Office gets up with Rayleigh and says, oh, we're not going to charge Brown with beating this child on video on my YouTube. Go to the YouTube channel, That Woman News. Look at it. They beat the hell out of this kid. I'm not targeting police. I'm not targeting sheriff's deputies. What I am doing is trying to protect the next victim. Getting this child's information out there. Major civil rights violations. A lot of corruption. A lot of good old boy. A lot of family ties. And it goes deeper, but especially when you dig through the 14th Judicial Circuit in Holmes County. We'll just deal with Holmes County. It goes so much deeper. Rayleigh threatened the defendant's mother, because now he's the defendant, even though he's the true victim of this. He threatened her. There's witnesses to that. I have documentation of the cell phone proof of his conversations with the victim's mother. Jesse Brown taunted and bullied and harassed this child for several months prior to March 2nd. He is also obviously employed with the Holmes County Sheriff's Office as a correctional officer with the jail. Well, we know that because one of his guru buddies at the jail went into the cell and intimidated a child. They don't want to give up that video. Russell McNeil, Holmes County Sheriff's Resource Officer, is friends with Brown. Shocking. I mean, I guess when you work together, you can kind of have that kind of relationship, right? And Brown and McNeil are both seen in the video choking and holding down the minor child. They applied pressure on his neck. And if you guys remember George Floyd, Mr. George Floyd, yeah. There's things that you're not supposed to be doing. They did it. And it's in that video. So go back and look at that video. Now, I took the child's statement the day that he had to turn himself in. Again, I'll upload that, blur his face out, so that y'all can hear this child. He deserves to be heard. If Mr. Tate had nothing to hide and wasn't more worried about politics and looking good, protecting those gurus, the abusive ones, because I believe at the Holmes County Sheriff's Office and every sheriff's department, you have some really potentially good deputies. And you have a lot of corrupt ones. And those corrupt ones make it really bad for the good ones, I think. So if Mr. Tate would take the time and do his job, then a lot of this wouldn't happen in his community. Those victims would feel safe. Those victims in this county would feel safe, and we wouldn't have to be going through this. So y'all go and check it out. I'll have some of the stuff uploaded tonight, some of it tomorrow with my schedule, and then the child has another court date coming up this week that I will be attending. That's going to be a conflict of interest too. I'll get back to you after that court date for the kid. But please go on out there, take a look at what I've got out on coming out on YouTube, and know that transparency is needed in the Holmes County Sheriff's Office and at the 14th Judicial Circuit over there in Holmes County, because there's a lot of corruption going on there, a lot. And see you guys on YouTube.